Okay, so for today's presentation, the idea was to present how to design a poster and how to prepare a biodata. So we're going to start with how to design a poster. So the context for this, it is usually used in academic conferences and it's important when you want to learn from new research. So the idea in these cases is that people prepare like a poster session in which they present their research, and people from the same area who are interested in these topics come to the poster session and see all the posters. Yes. Some important things to take into account with the poster. So it has to be eye-catching because the people have to be like get interest in the topic that you are presenting, and it has to be like interesting for them to go to see your presentation. You need to take into account the title and the headings. They have to be like highlighted in your poster because it represents like the sections of your poster, and it's easier for the reader to identify the sections you are working on. The background of the poster. It is necessary that you do this background in white color or in light colors. Because if you put a colorful background, it can be like distracting for the readers, and it's not going to be useful for the reader, and they can get like they can get exhausted reading the poster with these colors. It's important that you identify specific and relevant information, and it is related with the final point, that it doesn't have to be very crowded. Why? Because if you put a lot of information, people can get like bored to see all this information. And as I told you, this is a poster session usually, so people don't have enough time to present all the research. So you have to be like very practical, and you need to summarize all the information you have about this. So I'm going to highlight some important topics, like for example the colors you choose for the presentation. They should capture the reader's attention, but should not be distracting. So it's important to have like an idea about the colors you can combine to do your poster. There are some guidelines to do this. Even there are some programs where you do the posters that give you like some advice about this, and some pieces of advice about this, and they give you the range of colors you can use in your poster depending on the colors you choose. Yes, it is important because the things that I told you before. Now, an important element that people use nowadays is the infographics. These infographics is data visualizations that present complex information quickly and clearly. So it is like a combination of images that can like show the idea you want to present, and it's an easier way to present your ideas. And moreover, people can get more information when they can see images or figures that represent your ideas. So it's a very good idea to put this kind of tools in your poster. It is made of 3 parts, essential parts. Visual elements, so it has to be like the colors, graphics, signs, icons, maps, all the representative graphic. The second one is the content element, what it represents: facts, statistics, text, references, time frames. And final, the knowledge that is going to be like transmitted by this infographic. So it can be like the conclusion to express the stories or the message. Okay. Other important thing to take into account is the fonts of the poster and the font size. So here we have like some examples of the type of fonts you can combine to do it. Yes. So there is if you can see, sometimes the titles and the headers font is different from the one that is from the body test. So you can combine fonts. It's not necessary that you use the same font for the whole poster. And here there are some examples, as you can see. And it's also important to take into account the size of the parts. So these are like some suggestions. For the title, 85 points. For the authors, because it's relevant. I think that this is in order of relevance. So the titles, the headings, the authors, that people who are designing the poster, and obviously, I'm sorry, I mean the people who are doing the research. Now the headings and the body test and the graphics, as you can see. This is like an example. Okay, and here we have some templates about this. Nowadays, people also use the bars, the bar sections, like to organize better the poster. Yes. In this part, where is the green parts, as you can see, is the parts that you want like to prioritize. Okay. Yes, like the areas that you want to focus on, and that you want that people like get interest in. Most of the time, it is what you have found or the most important thing of your research. And in these sections, we can see like the extra information. For example, here the introduction, methods, results. When you can see the graphics, we can also show like the discussion. Yes, it is a good way to organize our posters in these sections to get them more organized for the readers and for us to explain to the audience. Yes, it's more practical, as I told you. Now I'm going to tell you how what is the importance of doing the biodata. The biodata is like the personal information, academic personal information about the researchers. So it has to be between 35 and 50 words. What it has to have? Your name, your current position or job, your current department, your main research interests. It also has to show, if you have like the space to do it, your current studies, a sentence length description of your dissertation, and your teaching interests and experiences. This is optional if you have, like, as I told you, the space to do it, because it's recommendable that you can do it with 50 words, between 50 words. What you can do in a biodata, you can't use first person. You need to talk in third person. Like, for example, me, Laura is a person who, but no say like I am Laura. Yes, it's very important that. You can talk about previous studies. The idea is that people can know what you are doing currently and know what you did before, because that's not the idea. The idea is that you present what you are working on at this moment. You can change the official name of an institution. For example, Universidad de La Sabana. We can say, for example, La Sabana University, because that's not the official name of the place, and it's like illegal, I would say, to change that kind of names. Yes, so take into account that if you are not sure about the name of an institution, you can ask someone that know about that, and in order to write the correct and the official name of the institution you are going to mention. And also you can forget to tell people in what town, city, and country the institution is located. Yes, it's very important that, for example, la Universidad de La Sabana, Chía, Colombia. Yes, or Pontificia Universidad Javeriana, Bogotá, Colombia. It's important to locate people in the exactly place, you are talking about. And here I have my example. It was the one that we did with Professor Germain last semester. And here is the example. So, Laura Moreno is a student at the master's program in an English language teaching in autonomous learning environment. This is my information about what I'm doing as a student nowadays. Now, at Universidad de la Sabana, as you can see, that's the official name of the institution. You have to let like that. In Chile, Colombia. She is a self-contained teacher at Colegio Bilingüe San Juan de Ávila. So this is my current position, my job in the school, and the name of the school again with the official name in Bogotá. And now my degree, my degree. So she holds a bachelor's degree in modern languages from Pontificia Universidad Javeriana, Bogotá. Because, as you know, for example, the universities can have the university in different cities of the country. So, for example, La Javeriana has other institution in Cali. So that's important to mention. For that reason, it's important to mention that. And now my research interests that include inclusive teaching practices, motivation to learn the L1, and self-regulated learning. That is what I'm doing in these days. And here are my references about this. So thank you very much. I'm sorry for the problems that I had today for coming to class, but here is my presentation. Thank you. Bye.